This one na no go area. If she can look at her mother from head to toe and hiss, that means she's going to slap me. So hello guys, and welcome back again to my channel. Welcome to another beautiful video. My name is Sandra. If you're meeting me for the first time, in today's video, you guys, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my journey so far, trying to get a domestic staff, a good domestic staff, a good help rather, in Nigeria here. The journey has not been easy. Listen, if you ask me, I will tell you that, getting a good help, okay, a good domestic staff is more difficult in Nigeria than getting a wife. So guys, I would say that my very first attempt, trying to get a good domestic staff here in Nigeria did not turn out well. You guys already heard the story. She came and it was not what I expected, right? Despite the fact that I took her like my daughter, my sister, and all of that. So she went back to her parents because the issues that she was having was not something I could handle. And it's something that if I don't handle it, it's going to affect my children. Yeah, she's going to influence my children into doing it. So I just had to let her go after trying with her for a while to get her to change, and she didn't change. So the second one was someone very good. She was okay. We stayed for a period of 5 months and everything was going fine until her uncle called and said she needed to come back home because they want her back to school. Okay, so I just had to allow her to go. It was a painful moment for me because she was so good. She was exactly what I wanted, and she blended with my children. We all blended and all of that. So it was really painful for me that she was going, but still, I will not stop her. It's her career, it's her destiny. Okay, she has gone out there to pursue her career and her destiny, so I didn't have to stop her just because I wanted her to stay with me. I didn't have to advise her wrongly just because I wanted her to stay with me, so I just had to let her go. And since that time, you guys, that was when the struggle began for me. Okay, and I'm going to share all of that with you guys in this video. Just keep watching. So when she left, that was when the struggle began for me because everybody was like, get someone closer, related to you and all of that. Get someone that it's related to you, someone that, when you do something for her, you know that you're doing it for your own self and all of that. I agreed now, and we started looking for a relation, like someone related to us. Okay, and they found someone at Mbaku, that's my mom's place. And then I went to pick her up. She was so happy, she was so excited to see me that day. I was wearing this boo gown. I was already pregnant with baby Manu at that time. So we went and she was so happy to see me. We all came back home. I came back home with her, and then we were staying at my family house. So when we got back, she joined me. We came here to do some cleanings and all of that because then I was already preparing to come back here to my house. So one day something happened, you guys, and then I discovered this attitude of, when she does something wrong, don't just tell her that what she has done, she got it wrong. She hates being corrected. And I was like, there's no way I can stay with you because you're a total stranger in my house and I have my own way of doing things, right? If I can't teach you my own way, if I can't correct you, it simply means we are not going to stay together. Being that she's a small girl, I just decided to, test her. She stayed with me for a period of 3 weeks at my family house. And then the attitude became worse. Once you tell her that what she did is wrong, she will not eat after cooking. When you give her food, she will not eat. She will, want to show you that she's angry that you corrected her. And I called her, I'm like, you be small picking to me, or forget my body, forget how I am, okay? Even my sister Jenny that you're looking at is way, way, way older than you are. So there is no way I cannot correct you. You still see me correct her. I still correct my younger ones around me. You still see my parents correct me, the family you come from is a family that we don't condone nonsense. We don't cover rubbish. Once you fuck up, everybody will treat your fuck up. So there is no way you will do something bad and I will not scold you. I will not tell you that what you did, I don't like it, or this thing you did, you didn't do it right. Do it this way. All right. So after I told her that night, I discovered the next morning she woke up, she passed, she didn't greet me, and I was like, my madam. And I still ignored her because I remember those days when we were small. You know, your parents will do something to you and all of that. They will flog you and all of that. You wake up in the morning and you, even if you want to greet, you do your math somehow. The greeting will not come from your heart like that because they rough handled you the previous day. So I just overlooked and ignored her. Some days after that incident that I scolded her and I told her that you didn't get this thing right, and that I've discovered that your attitude, you have this problem of nobody should correct you. Please, you have to drop it if you must stay with me, if you must work for me. So several days after, she told me that she wanted to speak with her mom. And then I called her mom and I gave her my phone because she didn't come with a phone. So I was still trying to study her. She's still a small girl. I was still trying to study her and all of that. So that by the time we come back here, she will start using the house phone and all of that. So when I called her mom and I gave her the phone, she left with the phone and then went to, if you know my family house, there's another back end at the back. She went there, they talked, and then when they were done talking, she brought my phone to me. You know this Oppo phone, this my Oppo phone records call. When you call somebody, okay, and then you, maybe if you're answering the call, your ear can press the button, the recording button, and it will tell you, okay, this call is now being recorded. I think that's exactly what happened. And then she didn't know that she already pressed that button and my phone recorded the conversation. Not like I did it intentionally. In fact, let me put it that it's just God that wants me to find out what was about to happen. So she brought back my phone for me. And then when I was going through my phone, I saw, call recording saved. I was like, who recorded call on my phone? And then I went to my recordings and I to fish out the call that was recorded and I discovered it was her call. So I decided to listen to what she told her mom. You guys, guess what? This girl was telling her mom that she didn't know that I was pregnant that day that I came to their house. That she didn't know I was pregnant. If she had known that I was pregnant, there was no way she was going to stay with me, that she don't want to stay with anybody that is pregnant. And then again, if I put to bed now, the whole carrying of the baby and all of that will be on her head. That she wants to stay with someone that has grown up children and all of that. Having said that, because I've heard it, I just called her and I was like, babe, please get your things ready. You're leaving the next day. It came to her as a shock. I didn't tell her what she did and all of that. I just wanted to take her back to her parents' house before I tell her what I want to tell her, because if she already had that feeling that she didn't want to stay with someone that was pregnant, she already had that mindset that she cannot take care of my baby and all of that. There is no way I can stay with her. I will no longer feel comfortable. Even if I allow her, even if she had changed, okay, there is no way I'm going to be comfortable leaving my baby with her, because I've seen it that she don't want to stay with, she cannot handle a little baby. That was my conclusion. I stand to be corrected, but that was just what I decide. That was the feeling I was having at that point. I was like, no way, I'm not going to allow her to keep staying with me, since she already had this in mind that she don't want to stay with somebody that is going to have a baby, someone that is pregnant, okay, somebody that was expecting a child. So I decided to let her go. I took her back to her family house and then I played the call record in the presence of everybody, her parents and her mom, her sister, and everybody. They were so disappointed. And she too, she was disappointed because she didn't know that I already heard what she did and all of that. I just settled her, paid her off, and then she left gently. So about 1 week later, her brother called me that, Auntie, please, can I forgive her sister? She wants to come back and all of that. I was like, it's not about me, it's about my baby. If it's about me, maybe if it's about maybe Danny and Sammy now, I'll be like, oh, they can always say what you do to them. They can always complain to me. If you do something bad to them, they can easily speak out. But what about this little baby that does not know anything? I already have that mindset that there's no way she can take care of my baby. So I told them no, she can't come back. And that was how that one left. When she left, I became very, because I already have that mindset that how can somebody, young girl growing up, that should love children? Because when we're growing up, we love children. Anyway, they have a new baby, all of us will be going there every day to be helping the parents out with the baby and all of that. So I was so shocked hearing it. I began to think about so many things in my mind. Let me not lie. So since then, I became very careful about who I bring and who I don't want to bring. So all the people that he found for me, like more than 10 people after she left, I did like I was always interviewing them. I'm expecting a baby. I was just hammering on that I'm expecting a child. Can you take care of a child and all of that? I was so uncomfortable with everybody that they found for me, let me not lie. And it became a problem. Once I see any traits that you're not going to, be good with children, I will run away. I will disqualify the person immediately after interview. I interviewed a couple of people and I didn't get to call them back after the interview. I just let it go because already in my mind, I made up my mind that I'm not going to allow anybody in again. I'm going to interview you. And from a distance, I watch you because if you look at social media, you see a lot of things happening on a daily basis. Although I know that there are so many wicked people out there that will pick up people's children and then maltreat them. Okay, but I know myself. I'm not. I can't fall into that category of people. So there is no way I'll be good to you and you cannot be good to me, and it will work. It's never going to work out. So that was how I kept on going until recently. Everybody was like, "Okay, get someone." The girl that left was just being childish. Get someone that is a bit more mature. And I was like, "Oh wow, let me give it a try." And then we got this auntie that came to my house. She's way older than I am. And then she came and, everybody welcomed her. We loved her. So the person that brought her to my house told her that she was older than me when she was coming. And then she came and she asked me, I told her, yes, this is my age. And so we discussed and, we blended, we gisted. I told her my age. She told me hers. She had issues, with her sight. She had problem with her sight and all of that. Despite the fact that she had problem with her sight, I was staying with her because of that surgery that she did in her eyes. She can't even lift a heavy object. I was still staying with her because she was good when it comes to the kitchen, but she has this problem of not taking what I say serious. I can't give her instructions. I don't know if it's because, you know, at first I didn't see it as a problem. I thought maybe because she was way matured that she was just trying to suggest. I never knew she was trying to, see me as a little sister, as a younger sister. It's never going to work that way. Man, you're working for me. So there is no way I can tell you that this is what I want. And then you go all out without telling me to do a different thing. And then when I ask you, you tell me that you feel this one is better. It is never going to work out. Never ever. So it became an issue with us. I called the person that referred her to me, that brought her to me. I kept on complaining. This is what I keep going through all the time. And then again, she had this problem of, okay, let's say for example, in the morning, Sammy, in the morning, when Sammy is done brushing, I'll be like, inspect him, okay, check if he cleaned his tongue very well and all of that. The next thing she will tell me that Sammy is 9, he should be old enough to brush his teeth. I mean, we're talking about a 9-year-old here, even an adult like me. My parents still teach me. So let alone a little baby like Sammy. I still see Sammy as a baby. Not because he cannot do chores or do the things. You guys already know how I raise my children. But the problem is, there are things you can still teach children. Okay, when Sammy is done dressing up, you need to assess him, especially for school. If he put on his tie very well, if his trouser is okay, and all of that. But this lady would tell me that Sammy is old enough to get himself dressed properly. The first day that it happened, it got to my head, and I was like, see, please, can you stop this attitude of, if I tell you something, you try to tell me that, it is that the child can do it for himself. You try to tell me that the child can do it for himself. Can you just stop it? I don't like it. If I tell you to assess my child after dressing him up, when he is done dressing up, you don't bait him, he baits himself, dress up himself, just assess him to see that he is okay before leaving to school. So I don't see anything wrong with that. The bottom line is that all this while I never knew she was seeing me that I'm her younger sister. So I'm not old enough to give her instructions. Whereas she's working for me, she lives in my house and all of that. So it didn't work out. One Saturday morning, I just told her that we are going to cook. I just sent her a text message that please help me and wash beans. Let's cook moimo. You guys know how much I love cooking moimo in my house. I was heavily pregnant. This thing happened few weeks before I had my baby. I was already heavily pregnant. Okay. So I told her to help me and wash beans. I sent her text message. It was on a Saturday morning. Before then, I had already told her that please, we're going to eat plantain, fried plantain and pap the next morning. So I didn't know that she already had that in mind. Maybe that she loves pap and fried plantain, I don't know. But then when I sent her that text message, she didn't bother to tell me that, okay, she was not going to wash the beans. She didn't tell me anything. And then I came out of my room. That was about 2 hours later to discover that she was busy doing another thing. She didn't wash the beans and all of that. So when I asked her, why didn't you wash the beans I asked you to wash? She was like, she said when she's done with every Saturday chores before she now do it. I was like, in the text I sent to you, I included that, please help me and wash beans. Let's cook moi moi for breakfast. Yeah. And I sent that text early enough. Since you know that it's for breakfast, you're not going to wash the beans. You went ahead to give my children tea that morning without telling me. You didn't even try to consult me to know if, I mean, let's keep that one aside. She didn't tell me. She just went ahead to give them tea, had tea for herself, and then started her Saturday routine without even paying attention to that my text message. It got me pissed. And that was not the first time she was doing it. She had done it several other times, and I ignored her. After telling her, I ignored her. So this time around, I had to tell her, why do you like taking my orders for granted? It's crazy. She was like, you said we are going to have plantain and pap this morning. So I already had that in mind before the text came in. And I was like, so I don't have right to change decisions, make decisions and or make them in my house. You don't know if I went to bed last night with my husband and he decides to eat moi moi this morning. I mean, I'm a married woman, so why didn't you wash the beans? So let me not lie, I raised my voice at her because it got me pissed. It's just like altering my decision without even caring how I'm going to feel about it. And that was not the first time you were doing it. It got me angry. I raised my voice at her. And then she was like, please, oh, I'm not the one that made you angry. That was the height of it. And Danny came out. I was like, Danny was like, is it my mommy you're talking back at? So that Saturday morning, you guys know my husband goes to play football every Saturday whenever he's in Oka. I thought my husband had already left. I didn't know that he said he was watching one movie on his phone and he was disturbing me when I was sleeping. He went to the visitor's room to sleep. And then I didn't know my husband was still around. The next thing, my husband came out and was like, is that my wife that you just talked back at? Please, you're leaving this house. Everybody begged. I begged. Everybody that I know begged. And my husband was like, no way, she's leaving. If you want her to stay in this house, then I have to leave for you. So that was how that one left, the matured one. So you guys, that was how she left, and after all manner of pleading and all of that, and when my husband was telling her to leave, for you to see the kind of, if she wanted to stay, she would show remorse and be like, okay, please, auntie, I'm sorry, and all of that. But she didn't do that. It was at the point when my husband went out and came back in the evening around past 5. I was like, is she still in this house? And because her relations are in Oka, for instead of me to start having issues with my husband in my house, I was like, please, you have to go, okay? Go to your relations. And it was at that point that she now said, hey, I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry that I talk like that. I'm sorry that I talk like that. Just that I don't know how to wash beans. And I was like, why didn't you tell me? Several other things that you tell me you don't know how to do or you can't do. Okay, I used to do them. Like when my husband is not around and we need to put on the generator, I'll be the one to do it, despite being heavily pregnant, because you don't drag heavy things, you don't lift heavy things. Okay, let's assume I went to fuel gas now. The 12.5 kg cylinder, I'll lift it from down upstairs because you told me that because of the health issues you have in your eyes, you can't lift heavy things. And I've been doing these things for you. So why didn't you tell me that you don't know how to wash beans? Now it's causing problem in my house. You have to go. That was when she left. When we went out, I sent her money. Like I tried to send her money, huge amount of money. This girl did not even say thank you. Like she just pressed her phone and saw the alert and relaxed. She didn't even say thank you. Since then till today, she didn't even bother to say, okay, auntie, have you put to bed and blah 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 and all of that. So, check up on me and all of that. Despite how good I was to her, she uses this eye drop that was so expensive. I still buy all of that for her, not from her salary. Okay, see, there's this kind of respect I gave her when she came to my house because she's matured. She's way older than I am. So I just gave her that maximum respect, and I expected her to reciprocate, but I didn't get that from her. That was how the elderly person that they said we should get left. And since then, you guys, we've been off and on trying to, get someone else, trying to get someone that will suit into my lifestyle now, because you guys know that I now have a baby, and there's no way anybody at all can just fit in. No, it has to be someone that has this heart for children because of baby Emmanuel. In as much as I know that I cannot leave my baby out of my sight for any reason, no way. I can't leave my baby out of my sight for any reason. Even if I get someone, I cannot leave my baby with the person until the person proves to be so good and I get to trust the person. Okay. Even if I'm going out, the person will have to come with me with the baby. I can't leave my baby. I cannot. But not after that long hours of labor. It's still very fresh in my memory. So that is that so far. That is how far we've gone. And then I've come across a couple of other people, someone that she said she can't leave her church to come with me to my church, and that on Sundays she will go to her church. Okay, and then we will go to our own church. I told her, my dear, it's not going to work out. I can't deal. Okay, and that one. Then another person that he brought for me, not like she has not started staying with me, but before during the interview, she gave this condition that she's a Sabbatarian, and from Friday 4 p.m. till Saturday 6 p.m. she's not going to do anything. She's not going to stay at home and do nothing. And I told her no. Okay, that means somebody you stay with will also be a Sabbatarian, so that both of you can observe the same, can observe the same thing, can do the same, so that she will understand. Me, I cook. Saturdays are my Saturdays are very busy, so I need your help. I can't get someone that cannot be useful to me on a Saturday. So far, that's how we've been shuttling it. And recently, they found someone else. Like recently, the most recent one, they found someone else, and I went to their house to pick her. We got there, we saw a very beautiful young girl, and she was so homely. She was looking very homely. And then we were waiting for the mother to come back. So when the mother eventually came, she was like, why didn't you give them chair to sit down? This girl looked at her mother from head to toe and just hissed. Hey, the person that went with me was like, Sandy, are you seeing what I'm seeing? I was like, And I told her, I can see it too. This one, no go area. If she can look at her mother from head to toe and hiss, that means she's going to slap me. So immediately, right there and there, I told her mother, please, I'm sorry, I can't go with you. And then she was like, Auntie, why? I said, the way you looked at your mother from head to toe, if you come to my house, you're definitely going to slap me. So I don't want anybody that will come and beat me in my house, okay? And she was like, no, I didn't know that it was you that I was going to stay with. I said, So even if it was not me, on a normal, so it's your routine to look at your mother like this, to disrespect her. So you would have pretended. So assuming you knew I was the one, you would have pretended, Abby. Is my God exposing you already? Please, I can't deal. I don't want someone that will come to my house and disrespect me. So stay back, let your mom, take care of you, teach you how to have manners, and then you can continue. So you guys, this has been my journey so far, trying to get a good domestic staff in Nigeria. It has been very, very hectic for me. If I open up my video idea list, it's a lot. I have a lot of projects that I'm going to embark on this year. So I really need someone that is going to come and stay with me. Thank God for my mom. So far she has been good. Thank God for my sister. So far she has been good. They have just been there, trying to help me. And thank God for the kind of man that God blessed me with. Most especially, I want to thank my children, Danny and Sammy, for being the best. Listen, if not that, because of situations surrounding my life right now, me having a baby and all of that, I don't think I'll be needing any help at this stage of my life, because there's nothing that Sammy cannot do for themselves. I no longer wake up in the morning to get them ready for school. Nothing like that. Okay. But very soon I'm going to start with baby Emmanuel. It's just like me starting all over again. So it's really, I really need help in hand. My mom will soon go, and then I'll be all left alone with baby. My husband is a very busy man. He goes off and on almost every time. So he's not steady on ground now. So there is no way it's going to work out for me. There is no way. So share with me what has been your experience. My problem is I don't know what is wrong with young girls of nowadays. They don't want to be patient. They just don't want to be patient. Everybody wants to be madam overnight. I remember those days I served somebody with me that you're looking at. I lived with about 2 or 3 people. Okay, I served somebody. And then those days, who be you? Your madam will talk and you talk back, or you even look at her anyhow. You collect serious beating. You collect serious beating and nothing will happen. Even when they report it to your parents will be like Ufonya Adazonwa and all of that. But these days, what I see in young girls baffles me. See, from 13 and above, waiting I they see. Mm, it dey shock my life. Even my own children, I know what it takes me now to breed Danny. Like with the digger from in fact, all teenagers. So I really say that young girls should learn to slow down. You must serve. If you don't serve, see, gone are the days when manna fall. Manna no longer fall. Those days, not anymore. You must serve. You need to calm down. You need to slow down. Okay, for things to happen, for you to get whatever it is you want, you must serve. If you don't serve, trust me, you're not going anywhere. If you don't develop this habit of being humble, humility first, respectful, it's never going to work out. So that has been my journey. Social media has influenced a lot of girls. Recently, a friend shared with me how her help just wakes up in the morning and then the first thing she will see is she has already started posting on her status. The madam will wake up to the helps, to see the girls' status everywhere. And not like she was doing what she's supposed to do before those things. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is to pick up your phone and start posting on your status, saying, giving updates online when you've not gotten the children ready, you've not done anything in the house. I mean, who would want to stay with that kind of a person? It doesn't work out. Okay. We know if you have love for social media, when you're done doing everything you want to do, then do your thing. Okay. During your leisure time, do your thing. Okay. Anyways, you guys, that has been my journey so far. It has been a very hectic and stressful one because, like I said before, getting a good domestic staff in Nigeria now is more stressful than getting a good wife. Let me put it like that because a lot is going on that it's not even everything I can share here. But for now, let me just share this one. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this gist chit chat time with me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Of course, please subscribe to the channel if you love what you're seeing. Let's keep the boat sailing. Please don't make me to start playing Dorime again. Don't let me start my Dorime. If I start now, you people will say Sandra has started. I don't want to play Dorime for you before you subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel in peace. I'm begging you, don't mind me. I'm begging you, please subscribe. Click that subscribe button. And then I'm going to see you guys once more in another video. Bye.